I'm Holly from migrainesavvy.com, and I want to share just a little excerpt from my book, Migraine Management. And it's about what stress is, the physical reactions defined. So I talk a lot about reducing anxiety and depression and talk about managing migraines. And I think it's really important if we understand how our body works and kind of the biological systems that underlie part of what we're going through. So I just want to read this little couple of pages on stress. When you understand the biological chain of events of the stress reaction in the body, you can, number one, differentiate this from your normal migraine symptoms, and number two, be more aware of it as a migraine symptom. So physiologically, the stress response is governed subconsciously by the autonomic nervous system. The nervous system has two separate actions, voluntary and involuntary. The voluntary part moves your muscles and obeys your direct command. Your involuntary nervous system, on the other hand, regulates automatic functions ordinarily outside voluntary control, such as your heartbeat, respiration, and digestion. This involuntary system is itself divided into two branches, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic system mobilizes several reactions in your body when you are emotional or excited, and the parasympathetic system maintains normal, smooth functioning of your various internal organs during times when you are calm and at rest. It is the sympathetic nervous system that sets off several rapid and intense bodily reactions simultaneously in a panic attack. I'm using panic attacks as an example to illustrate my point because the same reactions occur in the body to a lesser degree when you're emotional or stressed. And even before you sense a migraine coming on, the body is preparing for the threat. This is why you might experience a low-grade panic attack before a migraine. Identifying that adrenaline rush is an important early warning signal. So the sympathetic nervous system sets off a reaction, and it causes your adrenal glands to release large amounts of adrenaline. You may feel the sudden jolt with an accompanying feeling of dread and terror. It is not in your imagination. A lower level stress does this in the body too. And what's next? Within seconds, the excess adrenaline can cause your heart to race, your respiration to become rapid and shallow, profuse sweating, trembling and shaking, and cold hands and feet. Your sympathetic nervous system also produces muscle contractions. This is the freeze part of the fight or flight response. It can lead you to experience strong contractions in your chest or throat and to feel like you can't breathe. Other reactions caused by the sympathetic nervous system include the excess release of stomach acid, inhibition of digestion, release of red blood cells by the spleen, release of stored up sugar by the liver, increase in metabolic rate, and dilation of the pupils. When I first read this years ago, I instantly thought, migraine attack. You may or may not be aware when you're experiencing an extreme flush of adrenaline. But even if you're not consciously aware of it, your body certainly is. Your body prepares for each attack and places stress on the body. On a smaller level, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal gland, also known as the HPA axis, controls the stress response. The hypothalamus in the brain regulates basic bodily functions like stress, body temperature, hunger, sleep, and sex. It releases a hormone called, this is a hard one, corticotrophin, when it perceives stress in our environment. This hormone sends a signal to the pituitary gland to release adrenocorticotrophin hormone, ACTH, which flows through the bloodstream to the adrenal glands. This hormone stimulates the adrenals to release the two major stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol. I'm sure you've heard of adrenaline and cortisol by now. These are the hormones responsible for creating the fight or flight response. Some stress is normal and okay, and most importantly, your body should return to normal after the threat has passed. It's when you're in a perpetual state of fight or flight that it can be problematic. Having to deal with your migraines, a chronic condition, and your current life situations could be setting you up for daily stressors that trigger these hormones. And then I go on about how we react to stress. But I really just wanted to share those couple of pages with you so that it helps you understand a little bit more when you are getting an attack, if you feel that rush of adrenaline, that it is in fact an early warning signal that you should be taking note of and take action to prevent or abort your next attack. Thank you.